Alright, let's talk to this 3rd unit brave dude. Dolls, balls! My ankle's on fire! Caught my boot on a rock or something and twisted it as I fell. The others went on ahead, though. Danafin Pass. Hurry and you might catch up. If you aren't sure where to go, look for tracks. This snow is fresh, so they shouldn't be hard to find. Third Unit Brave. Scion, what are you doing here? The heretics? I'm not sure. There was a great scaled beast in Yu house? I think he went east on his own. The heretics split up, so we did too. Alright, you Yuhas. How embarrassing. I was so intent on following the heretics' tracks that I almost failed to notice they had doubled back. Almost, mind you. One tried to sneak up behind me and got a knife in the gut for his troubles. I thought myself alone, so I started searching the dead man's knapsack for anything of interest, and lo and behold, before his friends found me, I came upon this. Withdraw in groups of 3 or less to the observatorium. Give the signal and wait. The merchant will be watching. Be late and be left for dead. Speaks for itself, does it not? They can't possibly mean to rendezvous inside the place, so we should restrict our search to the surrounding areas. Let me rephrase that. You should restrict your search to the wilderness around the observatorium. I will need more than a moment's rest to recover from these wounds. Great. Let's talk to this suspicious Corthan. Looks like... Is he talking to a child? Or just... No, he's just talking to another guy. Just a short guy. You look suspicious. I am through with listening to your excuses. We leave now. Suspicious merchant. How? The woods are crawling with those bluecoats, and the knights are searching every wagon that passes through the gates. They noticed me, and they look none too happy about it. Suspicious Corthan. Well, stay with her, then, if you think you'll fare any better. And they book it. Oh, Ilberd showed up. Now, there's no need for that. Oh, Alphanod's there too. Suspicious Corthan. ... Well, fuck. Oh, one of them tried to run off. Oh, Yugiri. These are places like this in my homeland. Sacred snow-capped peaks where blood must not be shed. She approaches and crosses her arms. Yet your lands ever thirst for the blood of the fallen, and by your deeds it has drunk deep. Suspicious merchant. No, I have done no wrong. Ilberd. None but meet in secret with heretics. Deny it all you will. We shall have the truth from you yet. Inquisitors are not the only ones skilled in the art of interrogation. Oh. Suspicious Corthan. Damn it all! He like... freaks out and falls to his hands and knees in despair. Alphanod. Fancy meeting you here, Suicune. I presume your work with the 3rd brought you hither? What a tangled web. Lest you wonder, we came not for the heretics, but for the merchant who has been conspiring with them. He came to our attention during the course of our investigation into the Ivy. It beggars belief, I know, but it seems our favorite Garlean spy may have been providing assistance to Iceheart. Favorite Garlean spy? Nero? The only person I can think of is Nero. Were it not for the efforts of Lady Yugiri and her shinobi, we might never have discovered this connection. Yugiri. Master Alphanot is too kind. I fear my people and I have done little to aid your search for this spy. We long to strike back against the Empire and weaken their influence in this land, to prevent the tragedy which befell Doma from reoccurring. The days ahead and the work they promise will require a very particular set of skills which I am fortunate enough to possess. If you will allow it, I would accompany you until the investigation is complete. Alphanod looks surprised. That is a most generous offer, Lady Yugiri, and one which I gladly accept. Yugiri. Thank you. Though I may disappear for a time, know that I shall never be far, and shall always be watching. Alphanod. A comforting thought. Come, Suicune, let us wait inside for Captain Ilberd to return and deliver his report. Oh, Alphanod's right over here. Next to the fire. As he should be. Alphanod. Captain Ilberd seems confident that the merchant's resolve would simply crumble when pressed. If so, we should have new information ere long. As to whether it will bring us any closer to learning the Ivy's identity, I would rather not say. Given our adversary's cunning, I shall consider us fortunate if we are spared another wild dodo chase. The gods know we have more than enough to occupy our time as it is. Tendrils of Intrigue. I'm speaking with Alphanod and Ilberd. What's up? And he salutes us. Alphanod. Captain Ilberd, your report, if you will. Ilberd. Aye, Commander. Firstly, with regard to the heretic we captured, I regret to say that the man could tell us naught that we did not already know of Shiva. We have since handed him over to the Ishgardian authorities. Henceforth, the Holy See will pursue the matter independently. He's gonna get executed for sure. Our inquiries concerning the Ivy, however, have proven more fruitful. We have ascertained the channel by which the heretics acquired their information on the shipping routes. Alphanod, go on. Ilberd. You will recall the flame we first identified being in the Ivy's employ. From him we were able to trace a trail of conspirators, each taking us closer to his master. Alas, the trail came to an abrupt end. Fearing that the investigation has been compromised, we took the necessary steps of detaining all suspected of conspiracy. There were 5 on our list, including a flame stationed at Revenant's Toll. The man's primary duty was to keep an inventory of donations from abroad, the particulars of which he would share with the benefactors, thereby ensuring that needs did not go unfulfilled. By virtue of his role, he was privy to the details of all shipments bound for the settlement. Needless to say, that includes those originating from House for Temps. He knew the precise route the caravan would take, and he sold that information to a merchant. Alphanod: I think I can guess which one. Ilberd: none other. With a little encouragement, he soon confessed to knowingly aiding and abetting the heretics. Alphanod: well, that is one mystery solved at least. But what of the ivy? Are we any closer to, prissing off his mask? Ilberd: I dare say we are, Commander. Our relentless pursuit has forced him to commit a grave error. In a desperate bid to cover his tracks, the Ivy resorted to exercising certain administrative powers available only to high-ranking members of the Immortal Flames. If you consider, then, that our investigation is known to barely a handful of them, the field of suspects is greatly narrowed. Alphanod looks shocked. You mean to say that the agent is among Ruban's innermost circle? Someone who has been with him since the Immortal Flames' establishment? Ilberd: 'tis the most plausible explanation. The infiltration likely occurred during the company's founding, with the groundwork for the act being laid beforehand. Damn, that's some long-reaching shit there. Damn. Alphanod: to slip into a position of authority unremarked and remain above suspicion all those years. Yeah, that's some Imperial agent shit. Ilberd: I too, was surprised, though I really should not have been. Of the three grand companies, all Daz was ever the most vulnerable to infiltration. Yeah, with their whole, money above everything else, yeah. Both Limsa Lominsa and Gridania had long-standing armed forces that lent themselves well to the formation of the Maelstrom and the Order of the Twin Adder. To all intents and purposes, it was the same people, loyal ones, mind under the same leadership, only the banner was different. Not so the Flames. All Da's military was made up of disparate orders, most of which were glorified mercenary companies that answered only to their own paymasters. Hardly an ideal environment in which to establish something as highly minded as a grand company. The difficulties Ruban faced when founding the Immortal Flames are well known, even after he had convinced his fellow syndicate members to share the costs. There remained the small matter of finding enough bodies to fill the ranks. So they're basically the least loyal people on the planet. Alphanod crosses his arms. Indeed, and given the pressing nature of the Imperial threat, that meant recruiting every passing sellsword. Amidst the chaos of its founding, it would have been child's play to infiltrate the company. Ilberd: a good deal easier than now, Alphanod: the Immortal Flames have ever been caught between conflicting interests, the public and the private. Though the monetarists ultimately agreed to support the organization's founding, 'twas not out of charity that they did so, but simple self-preservation. Had Nael von Darnus' ambitions been any less apocalyptic, you may be sure that they would never have risked supplying Ruban with an army. 'Tis but a wonder they did not attempt to extinguish the flames the moment the danger had passed. Returning to the present. Ilbert, even as we speak, our Doman allies are shadowing several high-ranking flames, any one of whom could be the Ivy. Desiring to deal a blow against the Empire, the refugees were eager to lend us their aid. I expect to hear from them ere long. Alphinaud thanks. Very good. Pray continue your investigation with the first. Meanwhile, have the second attend to the unrest. The third can join the fourth in inspecting crystal shipments. If they notice anything unusual, I would know about it. If Shiva is summoned in like manner to the other primals, the heretics will be looking for further supplies. Ilbert. Understood, Commander. Alphinaud looks to me. I shall send word for Sir Emeric informing him of our success in identifying the heretics' abaters. Hopefully the information will be of some use to the Ishgardians. Ilbert. It is time, Commander. Alphinaud. Yes, I am aware. An emergency council of the Alliance leadership has been called. There have been developments in Garlemald, it would seem. As commander of the Crystal Braves, my presence has been requested. I would have you accompany me, Suicune, as the realm's stoutest champion. 'Tis only meet that you be present for the discussion. Oh, and the antecedent has already given her consent, lest you worry. Alphinaud. Like me, you are doubtless eager to conclude our business with the Ice Heart, but until another path to her sanctum is found, she will remain beyond our reach. Menphilia and the Archons are sparing no effort to secure an alternate route. Until such time as they succeed, I suggest we give some thought to the realm's other problems. I shall go on ahead to Gridania in readiness for the coming council. Meet me at Nofika's altar, and we shall make our way to Lotus Stand together. Alright, let's talk to Alphinaud. Except this person's standing on him. My thanks for coming, Suicune. When you are ready, speak with the conjurer yonder. She will show us to the Lotus Stand. Yeah, this is probably assuming that we're not conjurers and already know this kind of stuff. Let's go to the Lotus Stand. Oh, cutscene.
Change has come to the Garlean Empire, and we must discuss the implications.
I saw Ruban here. That actually surprises me. I've never seen him outside of Ul'dah.
The rumors are true, then? The War of Succession is ended?
Even Pirate Lady's here.
It is. A new emperor reigns in Garlemald.
Everyone looks shocked. Everyone's like, oh, what? Alphinaud's like, who? And I guess they're not going to tell us? Screen fades to black. Dun dun dun!
The birth and all too rapid expansion of the Garlean Empire is commonly attributed to the strategic brilliance of Solus Zosgalvis. Yet he did not rule alone. Several members of the royal household also distinguished themselves during his reign. Nevertheless, it was the eldest son who stood to inherit the throne, until his most untimely passing.
I thought us fortunate when I learned that the Emperor had died without naming a successor.
So we see a very elaborate coffin with the black, like it's mostly a black metal with very fancy gold decoration on it, like patterns and stuff, with a white, basically like sheet, probably a flag of some kind over it. Kind of like what we do here in the US where, you know, we'll put the American flag over a coffin of like a fallen soldier or something like that. And it's basically 3 diamonds, essentially, like 3 diamond shapes. The one in the middle is red, and then there's 2 on the other side that kind of intersect it, and those are black. And then we see a guy that looks like he belongs in Westeros. And he's got very, very big black and gold armor with red cloth on it, like in the front, with very long white hair and kind of like a golden sort of circlet crown thing on his forehead. Did he spit on the coffin? It looks like he spit on the
Would
coffin.
that the Garlean Empire had died with him.
He walks away from the coffin.
'Twas the grandson and his uncle who had the strongest claims, was it not?
Indeed, yet claims count for little without the power to assert them. High Legatus Varus Ye Galvus is a respected military leader. Not so his uncle.
We see a guy who kind of vaguely reminds me of like old white Jafar. Put on some kind of... It looks very heavy. Another like black and gold kind of helmet. I'm guessing it's a crown. Oh, now that we've got a closer look at the guy, he's got that same like white pearl or metal thing in the middle of his forehead. And yeah, he's got some kind of, I'm assuming it's like a black and gold dragon helmet. But it's only covering like the top of his head, it's not covering his whole face or anything. You can actually see the dude's face, unfortunately. Oh, he's got a huge long fucking cape.
So young Varus has torn the crown from his uncle's grasp and taken his place at the head of the Empire.
That's a lot of soldiers. They salute. He smiled for a second. It was terrifying.
Given the troubled nature of his succession, the new emperor will require time to seal his grip on power. Yet have no doubt but that he shall, for there are none left with strength enough to oppose him.
Since the success of Operation Archon, the remnants of the 14th Legion and the forces occupying Alamigo have done naught but fortify their positions. But you can be sure they'll be ready to march on us again, if their Emperor gives the word.
When, not if. They say this Varus was so set upon Eorzean annexation that he spoke out against the Meteor Project.
Plainly, the new emperor's intentions are of great concern to us all. I propose that we set aside the Cartano dispute for the present, and discuss what measures the Alliance might take to prepare for a resumption of hostilities with Garlemald. Moreover, I move that we re-examine the question of how our former allies in Ishgard might be persuaded to retake their place at our side. Could Eorzea but stand as one, 'Twould deal a grave blow to our enemy's ambitions.
They nod.
Well, I suppose we should be grateful that they have finally acknowledged the inevitability of Imperial attack. Who knows? They may even do something about it.
Elfenot and I are, I guess, speaking in confidence now. I think everyone else left.
If only the leaders of Ishgard would follow their example and stop hiding behind their gates, praying for the coming storm to pass them by. But that is a discussion for another time. At present, I am more concerned by the fact that the Alliance's mooted preparations will be made known to the Garleans many moons before their coming. So long as the ivy eludes our grasp, no secret is safe.
I nod. Elfenot, it will not have escaped your notice that the nations of Eorzea are no nearer to being of one purpose, despite their protestations to the contrary. Plainly, the threat of a resurgent Garlemald is not enough to stir them. Just pretty pathetic. And the reason for this? Deep-rooted mistrust amongst the citizenry. The nation's leaders can come to all the understandings they like, but their unity means little and less to the common folk. Take the Lumensians, for instance. Though Admiral Merlwyb outlawed piracy over a decade ago, foreigners still picture the nation as a haven for grog-swilling, wooden-legged cutthroats. Fair. And likewise, the Gridanians are mocked as hermits who talk to trees, and the Uldan scorned as a swindlers who worship coin. But where's the lie, though? I mean, yeah, it's a stereotype, but I've literally talked to trees. And Uldans clearly are willing to betray their own government for some fucking money. So where's the lie? Not that such sentiments are entirely without grounds, of course. See, even Elfenot knows. Take that pillar of old down society, Telegia Delegy, for example. But that is beside the point. The fact that people are wary of outsiders, whether they have cause to be or not. Yeah, see again, where's the lie? It's very still true. On that basis, one could argue that the conflict at Cartano is a necessary evil. Each nation has its own warmongering faction that advocates the acquisition of Omega. In order to placate them, we present them something resembling warfare, and thereby curb their appetite for full-scale conflict. Makes sense. But enough idle musing. Let us speak of a more pressing matter. The Ivy. Since we spoke at the Observatorium, Captain Ilberd has further shortened his list of suspects, and by happy coincidence, this one he deems the most likely candidate has lately come to Gridania. The hunt nears its end, Suicune. All that remains is to corner our quarry, seek out Ilberd near the Adder's Nest. He will give you the particulars. Should there be any developments in Karthus, you may be sure that I will send word without delay. In the meantime, I wish you success in apprehending the Ivy. If this was Swotar, I would so hope I could marry Elfenot. He seems like the kind of character I'd marry if this was SWTOR. Hilbert. My thanks for coming, Scion. Doubtless the commander had informed you, but we have unmasked the Ivy. Oh, really? From this point on, we must proceed with extreme caution. That kind of seemed easy compared to what I was expecting, assuming this is actually the Ivy and not some, like, imposter or something. Cutscene. Listen well. The spy we have been seeking all this time is none other than Flame Marshal Elaine Rowley, Ruban's second in command. Oh, damn. That's high up there. Wait, weren't they at the... That person looks like they were at the meeting? Were they at the meeting? Prior to joining the Immortal Flames, she was a mercenary of no small renown. They say her skill with a pole arm has to be seen to be believed. I do like her look, though, at least from what I can tell. She's got, like, a really, really big black jacket. Long, kind of like a grayish, like light, extremely light pink hair, I guess. Round glasses, red lips, she's white with long elven ears. And it kind of looks like to me that she's got some dark streaks in her hair, but that might just be like shading or something. Of Ishgardian birth, she is the highest ranked foreigner in the Immortal Flames. Barring the Flame General himself, of course. Is the Flame General from Ishgard? When he formed the Grand Company, Ruban chose people based on their worth. Whence they hailed was of no interest. I mean, it's good policy to have. The monetarists saw things differently, however. Having funded the enterprise, they reserved the right to reject candidates nominated for high-ranking positions. And 'twas no secret that they did not favor foreigners, Ishgardians especially, after the way the Holy See forsook the Alliance. Yet the monetarists did not raise so much as a murmur of protest when Rowley was appointed to her post. Passing strange, is it not? Could it be that the Ivy has some hold over the monetarists? Or perhaps in league with them? We're suddenly hiding behind a rock, so I guess she was gonna notice us. She turned around suddenly and we were like, oh shit! And hid behind a rock. But these revelations are secondary to our current mission. Of foremost interest to us is Rowley's presence here now. As you may be aware, it is the duty of the Flame Marshal to command the Immortal Flames in the absence of the Flame General. While Ruban attended the Council of Alliance Leaders, she should have remained in the Hall of Flames. The woman has no business being in Gridania, yet here she is nonetheless, or on some pretense. She is up to something, mark my words. I'm gonna have to look at the previous footage to see if she was actually in the meeting or not. Because I saw somebody in the meeting that I didn't recognize. Even as we speak, I have a dozen men trawling the Flame's records for her evidence of Rowley's guilt. But if we can catch her red-handed, we shall have all the proof we need. Which brings me to the plan. I have people watching the city gates, the airship landing, and the docks. Every point of egress. She can't leave without our knowledge. All that remains is to shadow her until she betrays her true purpose. Can I rely upon your eyes, Scion? Mine? No, but my characters? Yes. Don't rely on my eyes for shit. I nod, stoically. You have my thanks. Let us go then, and take care not to alert our quarry. Ilberd. Morali is headed in the direction of the Blue Badger Gate. With me, Scion. Alright. I do like the word Scion. I think it's pretty cool. Of course, that's from Soul Reaver. Soul Reaver had a lot of Scions. So, Rawali has entered the Carline Canopy, meeting someone perchance? Or could it be she means to board an airship? Pray look for her within. If she's not on the upper floor, try landing area below. One of mine is stationed there, and she may have seen something. Ephemy is her name. I shall remain here in case Rawali reappears. Yeah, because your bright blue jacket is totally incognito. No one will ever notice you. Alright, going downstairs to the airship landing, let's speak to Ephemy. Suikyu and Astroma! Such an unexpected pleasure. What brings you here? A social visit, you say? How pleasant! No, she didn't come this way. I've noted every passenger, and none bore any resemblance. Well, don't let me keep you. She'd be pretty hard to miss, too, with that giant black jacket and everything. Like, nope, Ephemy didn't see her. Oh, bird. Nowhere to be seen, you say? And you are sure she did not board an airship? She did not come back out, either. Where in the seven hells could she have gone? The roost! How could I have forgot? The what now? Some dude walks up. Peddler. Yeah, he looks like a peddler. Greetings, good sir. Might I interest you in some Muntoy tonic? A cup a day imbues a man with great vigor, if you take my meaning. Ilberd. Perhaps another time, friend. Ilberd then crosses his arms. He kind of looks at the guy. Wait, that necklace. You are a shinobi of Doma. Huh. Yeah, he's got a necklace on. It's like a red necklace. Shinobi, the woman you seek has left Gridania by way of Wet Shore Pier. She was attired as a merchant, but these eyes are not so easily deceived. You may wish to take your search to the East Shroud. Rest assured that we shall continue to support you from the shadows. Huh. Alright. Thank the 12 for the Domans. Were it not for their unique talents, Rawali would have disappeared without a trace. See? This is why it's good to be friends with ninjas. In flagrant delicto? Wait, delicto? D-E-L-I-C-T-O? Delicto? I guess. I'm gonna go with delicto. Our hunt leads us to the East Shroud, Scion. I suggest we follow Rawali's example and take the ferry from the West Shore Pier. You'll doubtless wish to make certain preparations. Say to them while I go on ahead. I shall wait for you at Sweet Bloom Pier. Yugiri, no. This way, my friends. Your quarry makes for Hawthorne Hut. If Raleigh is truly the one we seek, we can expect that she means to make contact with her Garlean masters there. Ilbert. An explanation is in order. You are no doubt aware that the Garleans have their own method of communicating over great distances. Am I aware of that? Well, our ingenious friends at Garland Ironworks have provided us with devices which disrupt these communications, and we have installed them around the city-states. In doing so, we have made it difficult for Imperial agents to correspond with their masters. Are you talking about them, like, sending signals through giant crystals and stuff? Raleigh would thus have no choice but to rendezvous with her Imperial contact directly. Yet as a well-known face in the Immortal Flames, she cannot move about Thanalon without being recognized. It would only be a matter of time before someone saw through her disguise. 'Tis for this reason I believe that she has chosen the Black Shroud for her clandestine meeting. This place is home to many of your kind, and the arrival of one more Elysian is not like to turn any heads. Wow, the game recognized I was Elysian. Damn. I think that's the first time I've done that. Yugiri. As my scouts tell it, the Garleans have sent agents with a mind to destroy the devices and render such direct contact unnecessary. Fortunately, our shinobi have thus far been successful in rebuffing their efforts. Ilbert. This is it. We need only make for Hawthorne Hut and catch Raleigh in the act. So it's got like a Nessie mount. Looks pretty cool. Really pretty forest area. It's lots of green, lots of flowers and giant trees and stuff. It's very cool. Yugiri. My people report that our quarry has departed for the Bramble Patch. Ilbert. The ivy returns to the gnarls whence she came, but perhaps it is all for the better. To convict someone of her standing, we will require damning evidence against her. What could be better than to catch her in the act when she meets with her Garlean masters? Yugiri. My countrymen and I shall lie in wait in the shadows. Tread warily, my friends. Yugiri. Just beyond, Rawali is in conversation with an individual clad in the manner of an adventurer. An Imperial intermediary, no doubt? Ilbert. This is it, with me! Yugiri nods, and I nod. We all run in there. Like, this is the police, open up! Watch, it's just her meeting a friend. Ilbert. Flame Marshal Elaine Roali. You are under arrest for treason and espionage. Dubious adventurer. You were followed, you bloody fool! Oh. They look pissed. They run off. Yugiri stops her. Damnation! Rawali takes a step back. She is surrounded by shinobi ninjas. They even have, like, kunai knives or whatever you call them. You're surrounded. Elaine Rawley. She looks mad, too. Ilbert, you are unarmed, my lady, and scarcely garbed for battle. But if you wish to fight, you are welcome to try. She looks around. Elaine. What is the meaning of this, Captain? Who would you arrest me for strolling in the Twelves Wood? When last I looked, that was no crime, and neither was conversing with passing strangers. Ilbert crosses his arms. Ilbert, you would feign ignorance then. Very well. If you do think of something to say, there will be plenty of time to say it later. Now, come quietly, or I shall make you wish you had. She looks around. And lowers her head. Elaine. I keep calling her Elaine, but it looks like Elaine. I will offer you no struggle. After all, I have naught to hide. Ilbert approaches her, and we escort her out. Along with the dubious adventurer. I mean, I would have agreed with you, except the person you're meeting with went, "You were followed, you fool!" I mean, that kind of gives it away right there. It's not like, the fuck, we were just talking. Yugiri. Even a warrior of Ruali's renown could not have hoped to escape by force. Not with me around, anyway. Despite her claims, her surrender does not bespeak innocence, but an awareness that her position is untenable. With the ivy thus uprooted, it is to be hoped that the tendrils she entwined around the immortal flames will gradually wither and die. Mayhap then the people of Ul'dah will have the grand company they deserve. But let us speak of the present. If I may ask, what will you do now, Suicune? Whatever I need. So the Scions seek a way into Iceheart's sanctum. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Then I dare say you are eager to return to the Rising Stones. Pray do not let me keep you. Fear not, my countrymen and I shall tend to the aftermath. You need not waste your talents here. And speaking of talents, have you considered training in the art of the shinobi? You have the aptitude for it, I believe, so please give it some thought. Till next time, my friend. I don't know if I can be a shinobi. I don't know if I'm that good. I also have no idea what class that would be. Let's talk to Tataru. Steady, steady. Not bad, eh? With a little more practice, I could earn a fortune at the Ruby Road Exchange. What is she doing? At first I thought she was juggling knives. Is she juggling knives? What the fuck is she juggling? She's juggling... Oh, shit. She's juggling an axe. And it looks like 2 wine bottles. Seriously, Tatsuro? You're juggling an axe. Don't lose a finger. Let's see what Thancred's ogling at. Yes, but... Higiri, you're not... You're missing the point. The individual doesn't matter. It was a team effort. And I was the one who... Okay. You stood there and looked pretty? Is that what you did, Thancred? I'm thinking that's what you did. Menphilia. Welcome back, Suicune. I understand that Alphanod had a task for you. May I ask what it was? I mean, I'm assuming you are my boss, so yeah. Charges of treason and espionage against Eline Roali? I can scarce believe it. Could there not have been some manner of misunderstanding? No, it avails us not to dwell on it. Whatever the truth may be, we must trust to the authorities to uncover it. Let us speak of another matter. I am pleased to report that we have made progress in our efforts to find a way into Iceheart's sanctum. Cool. Oh yeah, because they're trying to summon Shiva. That's right. A simple plan. It never turns out simple though, does it? As you may recall, Iceheart used the Aetheorite in the depths of Snowcloak to teleport a short distance to the west, most likely to a sanctuary of some description. It is there that we suspect she means to summon Shiva using the crystal she stole from the House Fortemp's caravan. The heretics believe that they are bringing about the second coming of their patron saint. But if, as we suspect, they mean to hold a summoning ritual of the kind employed by the beast tribes, it seems likely that the result will be something more akin to a primal. Suffice it to say, they must be stopped, and stop them we shall. But first, we must surmount the obstacle that Iceheart has placed in our path. Ordinarily, it would be a simple matter to tap into the established Ethernet and thereby follow our quarry. However, despite our best efforts, we have been unable to ascertain the position of the Aetheorite to which she teleported. Our prevailing theory is that she destroyed the second Aetheorite upon arrival, a reckless, desperate measure, but also an effective one. After discussing the matter at length with Urianger, we have concluded that we lack the expertise to develop a solution. Which is why we have called upon the aid of one who does possess such expertise, a colleague of ours who is currently en route to Revenant's Toll from Charlian. She should be arriving within the hour, in fact. Since you are here, mayhap we could welcome her together. I am certain she would appreciate the gesture. Let us make our way to the northern gates and await her coming. Oh, here she is. Let's go to my destination. And Feely and I are chatting. First of all, like, is that a ship flying in? But no, it's a chocobo caravan. Little carriage. For some reason it's got balloons on it, I'm not sure why. Like they're gonna fly it. A lady steps out and stretches her arms. Does like little stretching exercises. She looks pretty cool though.
Minfilia, am I right?
Oh, voice acting. So the lady that's talking, it's got question marks, we don't know who she is yet. She's wearing kind of like a chainmail dress, it looks like. She's got long, flowing white hair that's brushed to the right side. And she has normal ears, so she's probably human, but she is tall. Like, she is at least a head taller than Minfilia. It's pretty cool looking. And she's got... I want to say she's got a sword strapped to her side, but I could be just seeing that. That might just be like a belt she has tied around her waist in a funky angle.
None other. I bid you welcome to Revenant's Toll, and thank you for traveling so far on such short notice.
As if I could ever say no to Urianger.
Moonbreeder is an accomplished Sharlayan scholar and an authority on aetherite technologies. She has played an invaluable role in our search for a means to capture Ascian souls.
Charmed, I'm sure.
Kind of reminds me of Bayonetta. I mean, Bayonetta looks very different than her, but I don't know, something about her attitude kind of sounds similar to me. I don't know. Minfilia, let us return to the Rising Stones at once, then. We have much to discuss. Oh, I probably should have talked to that lady first. Oh well. Alright, let's talk to her this time. Moen Brida, I think they said her name was. Is that Tupsimanti on the wall back there? I'm amazed you managed to find all the pieces after, well, you know. I guess that's the staff's name that Louis Sois used to have. Oh, everybody's here.
Moon! Gods, it's been ages!
Oh, longer, sister.
A joyous reunion indeed.
Are you sure they're sisters? Because she is so much fucking taller than Yida.
Well, of course it is. Moon and I are like twin sisters.
Are you actually sisters? Because you go up to her boobs. Damn. She's the tallest person in the room by far.
Save in appearance and aptitude.
Uh-oh. Everyone laughs.
Everyone, if I could have your attention. we have with us an esteemed guest who has come from Jalian to assist us. I bid Moonbreeder join us here that she might share with us her extensive knowledge of Aetherites. Also, as many of you are already aware, she has been overseeing our research into white auracite, a sample of which she has been good enough to bring with her.
Well, I had to come, didn't I? You'd have to be bloody daft to turn your nose up at a chance like this. Where better to conduct my final tests than a land so steeped in ether you can taste it?
She's holding some kind of very big white crystal that they attach some kind of like metal inlets, I guess you'd call it, on the top and bottom of it.
'Tis plain the passage of the years hath done little to dampen thy youthful spirits. And nothing at all to reform thy youthful manner.
She has a huge grin and runs over and hugs Oriache.
Oriache, where in the hells have you been hiding?
Unhand me.
She picks him off the ground.
I come all this way, and that's what you have to say to me.
He's gasping for air. She basically gave like a giant bear hug.
I much preferred when you were pleading with me to drop everything and hurry to your side. What was it you said? None save thee can satisfy this need.
Uh-oh.
Go on.
Go on. Uh-oh.
Thine artless attempts to misrepresent mine all too innocent motives do thee little credit.
If the game character could blush, I bet he'd be blushing like a motherfucker right now. Everyone's like, really? Ariage, you dog!
Mine intent, as well thou knowest, was but to impress upon thee the gravity of the circumstance. Lest thou doubt, a deiform entity shall shortly be summoned, save if thou and no other grantest my compeers thine aid.
You still haven't found it, then? Your missing Aetherite?
We have not. No. We know that Iceheart teleported to an Aetherite not far from the first. Yet even after careful analysis, we could not locate the second beacon. We now suspect that the heretics destroyed the second Aetherite to impede our pursuit. Our allies continue to scour Snowcloak for Iceheart's sanctuary, but we have no guarantee that they will find it. Yet it must be found, for even now Iceheart prepares to call upon Saint Shiva.
I'm sorry, but if the Aetherite's been destroyed, then that's that. Although, you're absolutely sure she used the first Aetherite, are you? She didn't just use teleportation magics?
That's what I've been wondering.
One of our own bore witness to her escape. I can say with absolute certainty that Iceheart used the Aetherite.
I nod.
In that case, there might be a way, so long as the ethereal current is still flowing.
Truly? How?
We use the current to recreate the beacon. As you know, Aetherites are a bit like lighthouses. We use them to reconstitute our physical forms when crossing the ethereal sea. Without them, we'd lose all sense of direction and our essence would dissipate. However, we don't rely solely on these beacons. There are currents of ether which flow between them, currents which help guide us to our destination. Now, these currents will gradually dwindle away to nothing if an Aetherite is destroyed. But if even a sluggish flow remains, we could theoretically use it to direct a surge of concentrated ether towards the void left by the beacon, and thereby fill it up again.
That sounds like some Star Trek made-up shit.
Like opening the floodgates to fill a dry riverbed. Though, correct me if I'm wrong, but would we not need a veritable reservoir of ether?
In concert, we might manage to channel a sufficient volume, yet that is not my chief concern. To direct the flow of so great a volume of ether with the requisite precision would be a nigh impossible task in itself.
I barely succeeded in facilitating travel to an unattuned beacon. That which you describe sounds considerably more difficult.
Yuta looks around.
And dangerous. Every person who has attempted to teleport in this fashion has died in the process. They, however, did not have white aura sight at their disposal. I can use it to channel all the ether you can give me into the aetheryte. However, white aura sight cannot retain ether for an extended period of time, so we would need to infuse it immediately beforehand. Just so you know, I'd confidently give this plan better than even odds of success. And if the worst comes to worst, your people won't suffer.
Great. I mean, even if you fail, your people won't suffer when they die.
Though it risked the lives of our best and brightest, we have not the time to seek other options. If the ethereal current still flows, we shall carry out Moonbreeder's plan.
That's the spirit. Let's roll the dice.
Great. I nod. Idle and protect my ass. The instruments of our deliverance. Menphilia. I have already informed Alphanod of our plan to recreate the beacon in the manner Moenbryda described. He agreed that despite the inherent danger, it represents our only hope of success. He also said that he wished to meet with you at Snowcloak before proceeding. I expect you will find him waiting for you there when you arrive. I want you to know that I appreciate everything you have done on our behalf, Suicune, and that I have faith you will return to us, as you always have. He wants to say he loves me. Alpha wants to be like, just so you know I love you. Just in case you don't come back. Alphanod. Good to see you, Suicune. I was starting to wonder if you were having second thoughts. I probably should have talked to this lady again. Or first, before I talked to Alphanod. Oh well. Captain Ilberd sends his regards, by the way. He attends to the interrogation of Eline Roali in Ul'dah even as we speak. But I shall not distract you from the matter at hand. We can discuss the Ivy upon your return. I trust that, by which I mean to say... the others are waiting for us at the Aetheryte. After you, Scion. He does have a crush on me. You have a little cutscene. We're at the Aetheryte that's in the cave. The new chick holds out the crystal she brought, and now everyone's holding out their hands toward it. And a white light is emerging from their hands into the crystal. The crystal grows brighter and brighter, until I guess it's like full. Moenbryda, that's her name. There! It's ready! She holds it into the sky, pointing it at the Aetheryte. And the light shines from the crystal now into the Aetheryte. Everyone looks surprised as the Aetheryte starts to glow. And the crystal fades. The one in our hand fades. as I guess all the energy went from the crystal to the aetherite. Mo and Brida. Ha! It worked! I think. Great. Try attuning to the aetherite now. Feel for the current and try to locate the beacon. I hold up my hand, and I try to attune to the aetherite. Elphanod. We have done all we can, Suicune. For now, let us withdraw. When your final preparations are complete, you must seek out the beacon, and the beacon we have created. If, by the grace of the 12, you arrive safely, you must stop Iceheart before she summons Shiva, which we're gonna totally fail at, because we gotta fight Shiva. I nod and Elphanod smiles, and everyone walks off. Alright. Heidelin, I hope you're in my corner. I'm gonna need your protection to... It sounds like I'm basically teleporting like in Star Trek, where like your molecules are being transported, and if you fuck it up, you might come out with like a 7th ear or some shit. Or into a pile of goop. Alright. Shit, I talked to Elphanod again when I should have talked to that lady. Damn it! Oh well. We cannot ignore the possibility that our actions have alerted Iceheart to our plans. Should that be the case, she may attempt to hasten the completion of the summoning ritual. And if she succeeds, you will have little choice but to face Shiva in battle. Knowing little of this saint, I cannot say if your own strength will suffice, and so I would encourage you to call upon your allies. Some may have reservations about wagering their lives on the success of Mo and Brida's experiment, but others will surely agree that desperate times call for desperate measures. Before you assemble your party, pray speak with that knight. I believe he has a message for you from Sir Emeric. Oh good, I can still speak to Mo and Brida. Let's see what she's got to say. I have a mind to join you, but Urianger made me promise I wouldn't. Apparently the thought of me becoming Shiva's thrall was too much to bear. As if I'd give her the chance. Oh yeah, that's right, because like, if you become enthralled, there's no way to unenthrall them. Though if Heidelin can prevent me from being enthralled, you would think she'd be able to undo the spell, but maybe it's like whoever gets there first, like whoever calls dibs on your psyche. Maybe that's what it is. Let's speak to the stalwart temple knight. Madam, Sir Emeric regrets that he could not be here in person, and asks that I read you this letter. Ishgard faces an unprecedented threat, yet in our hour of need, it is not her knights who stand poised to defend her. Suicune Astrama, the warrior of light, savior of Eorzea, your deeds this day shall not be forgotten. Where others would flee, you choose to remain. Where others would falter, you rise to the challenge. Where others would use their gifts for selfish ends, you wield yours in service to a greater cause. May Halones bless you with good fortune and see you safely home. Let's see. Ankh something or other has been unlocked. I mean, I was kind of on board with Gaius. If I had the chance, I would have totally sided with that dude. Oh, I'm in a 8-man party. Oh, wow. Oh, we're on like a snowy, I guess on top of a snowy temple? There's like frozen braziers everywhere. It's very blue and icy.
You should never have come here, warrior of light. I labor only to forge a lasting peace. A peace you would deny us out of ignorance and blind faith. No matter. If it is our fate to be at odds, then it is mine to strike you down. We whom gods and men have forsaken shall be the instruments of our own deliverance. Partake of my flesh. Fill this vessel with your light. Walk amongst your brothers and sisters once more. Oh, Saint Shiva, still the hatred within our hearts and bless us with eternal grace.
She raised her hands into the air as light surrounded her. Now she's encased in ice. Looks like lightning struck her. Now she's heading towards the sky. I guess she's Shiva now. Shiva, if you don't know, is like an ice elemental. So her whole thing is ice. Shower of ice. Ow, bitch. That hurt. Embrace the serenity. Renounce the hatreds that consume you. I mean, I don't feel any hatred towards any of these people, really. It's kind of a job for me. And scatter them like dust in the wind. We're all frozen. Oh shit, they insta-die. That's Yay, we won. Oh, she would turn back into that lady. That ice heart lady. See Iceheart walking slowly. Looking rather defeated and frustrated. She falls to her knees.
Fool. Blind, bloody fool. You, of all people, should understand the suffering war begets. That no sacrifice is too great if it brings an end to the violence. Mine is the righteous cause.
She slowly gets to her feet.
You fight in a war you do not understand. A pawn of liars and schemers. And they are no less ignorant than you, following the creed of their fathers without question, never thinking to ask why. Trapped in a delusion of their own creation, and blind to the truth. Warrior of light, redemption is not beyond us. We who walk before may lead those who walk after. Seek the keeper of the lake. See with eyes unclouded. Do not squander a mother's gift.
She turns to leave and she... Huh. Yeah, she basically vanishes in like a cloud of blue smoke, I guess? So she also hears Heidelin. So does that mean she has the echo? Oh, I think La Habrea is behind us. No.
And so the vessel withdraws. A predictable outcome.
Yeah, he's like behind us out on a ledge far away where we can't really see him. Or at least we're not going to notice him where we are. But his mask looks different than La Habrea's. And he's got question marks for a name.
Nevertheless, La Habrea will be pleased. How unfortunate.
Do you not want La Habrea to be pleased? Thought you guys were on the same side. Of one mind. I'm alive! I survived. I came back. Oh, Elphanod's gone. Okay. Let's speak to Mo and Brida. By the 12, you're alive! I mean, of course you're alive! Why wouldn't you be? Iceheart did what? And you're certain about that, are you? Dravanians are skilled with glamours, after all. Look, if you say that's what you saw, I believe you. It's just that I've never heard of a primal being summoned like that before. Are you sure you're not injured? Head trauma has been known to cause hallucinations, you see. No? Fair enough. I was only asking. The road less traveled. If you ask me, there's naught to be gained from mulling over the implications of your story in the freezing cold. Let us save it for the Rising Stones, eh? I'll get everyone to meet us there. But before that, you had best pay a visit to White Brim Front and speak with Alphanod. He's probably worried sick about you. I know, he's trying so hard to conceal his crush for me. That, or he's busy playing at politics with his Ishgardians. Either way, I'm sure he'll be delighted to see you hale and healthy. Speaking of which, you don't have a headache or anything, do you? No? Blurred vision? Oh, no reason. See you again soon. Uh-huh. I found Alphanaud, but I also see Emeric. Let's talk to him. That you stand here now is proof of your mission's success. Praise be to Halone. Yes. Alphanaud. There she is, and none the worse for wear. Was there ever any doubt that the Warrior of Light would succeed? I think I speak for us all when I say that I should like nothing more than to hear the stirring tale of your victory, if you would be so kind. See, what happened was... Alphanaud thinks. Then we were too late to prevent the summoning. Emeric. But not too late to prevent further loss of life, an outcome worthy of celebration. And one for which we have Suicune to thank. Alphanaud. Yes, you are right, of course, Sir Emeric. We should be content with what we have accomplished. I nod. Emeric. I, for one, could not have wished for a better outcome. Shiva is no longer a threat, and the heretics have been routed. Aye, there is the matter of Iceheart's escape, but she cannot run forever. Whether it takes days, weeks, moons, or even years, my knights will find her. In the meantime, Lord Drillamont, is the caravan ready? Drillamont. The supplies that your men recovered have been prepared for transport, in accordance with your wishes. Rest assured that my knights will see them safely to Revenant's Toll. Emeric nods. Of that I have no doubt. Alphanaud. I take it these are the self-same supplies that heretics stole from the House for Temps caravan? Emeric. Lest the crystals which comprise the bulk of the shipment, yes. Scarcely a fraction of that which was promised, but a meaningful contribution to your cause all the same. On an unrelated note, Suicune, might I trouble you to accompany me to Camp Dragonhead at your earliest convenience? 'Tis not for my benefit. A certain lord was most distressed when he learned of your intent to risk life and limb to stop Iceheart. It took half a dozen knights to restrain him, I am told. I just kind of shrug. Like, alright. Men give vent to their anxieties in myriad ways. Pray do not think less of him. I guess. Poor guy. It's not Drillamont, so I wonder who it is. I have some idea, but I don't remember what that dude's name is. I have myself a lightning horsey now. It is a glowing purple with electricity near its hooves. And I got it because my friend beat the shit out of Ramu on extreme mode for me. And so I got me a horsey. It does have its own music like all the other mounts, but I am not gonna turn that on because it's a lot of like high-pitched kind of almost yelling. And I don't want to hear it. Oh yeah, Hujafant. Oh, here's Alphanaud. Let me talk to him. If our business here is concluded, we should attend to Sir Emeric in the intercessory. Now let's talk to Hujafant first. Apparently he was worried about me. So many people have a crush on me. What were you thinking, Suicune? Wagering your very being on a dubious theory which might allow you to enter Iceheart's lair knowing full well that she could have sufficient forewarning to complete her ritual to summon Shiva anyway? And then engaging the abomination in mortal combat? By the fury, Suicune! 'Tis the stuff of ballads! A battle for the ages, would that I had been there to fight by her side! Yet here I was, forced to wait, condemned to wonder at the fate of the dear friend for a veritable eternity. I would not wish such torture on my most hated enemy. But you are here now, and that is what truly matters. Let us move on. Sir Emeric wished to have words with you and Master Alphinaud in private. He awaits us in the intercessory. Poor guy was so worried about me. Oh, down here. House for Temp's guard. Greetings, madam. I shall show you in at once. Thank you.
On behalf of the Holy See of Ishgard, allow me to express my deepest thanks. Never before have we been required to contend with a primal. Indeed, there were fears in some quarters that our knights might not be equal to the task. From what we have now learned of these beings, I can say with certainty that we would have lost a great many men had the Scions not intervened.
Then the argument for preemptive action should be self-evident. Perchance now you will reconsider my proposal that Ishgard move against Nautilon.
Ere we first met, a similar proposal was tabled, but the Holy See decreed that we were to observe, and that military action should be taken only in self-defense. All things considered, it was not an unreasonable decision. Since the calamity, 2 vigils have fallen to the Horde, while Garuda has never shown any inclination to storm the gates of judgment. Which is why this unprecedented crisis and its resolution may prompt a change in policy.
Alphinaud looked pissed.
You who have faced these primals know well the threat they pose. Ishgard did not. Not until now. And there is naught like a brush with death to change a man's outlook.
I don't think he completed that sentence. And there is not like a brush with death to change a man's outlook.
At the very least, this should silence any lingering objections to our arrangement with Revenant's Toll. The Holy See may even feel moved to grant us its formal endorsement.
So far as it is possible, the Scions shall be compensated for their service.
We should be grateful for any aid you can provide.
As a gesture of good faith, I shall withdraw my previous request. Your people are doubtless needed elsewhere.
That will not be necessary. We, too, have a vested interest in watching Dravania's movements.
I see. Once more, I must thank you.
Sir Emeric, if I may, do you truly believe that Midgard-Zoma could return?
The heavens are a window unto truth, but those who interpret their movements are not infallible. I requested your involvement as a precautionary measure.
Emeric crosses his arms and kind of bows his head and closes his eyes in thought.
But of course, you sought an excuse to compensate us from the first, mindful of what would happen if Revenant's Toll were taken by your enemies. Ishgard is not wont to aid its neighbors, but that does not preclude it from manipulating them to serve its own interests.
Choose your next words carefully.
That was the Taciturn Temple Knight, the lady who's got the weird, buzzed, white emo hair. Merrick looks at her.
Do you know what sort of man becomes Lord Commander of the Temple Knights? One who comes from good stock. I did not. Yet here I am now. Why do you suppose that is? Because I swiftly learned to tell the difference between words, deeds, and beliefs. You are correct, Master Leveilleur. Ishgard desires to see Revenant's toll flourish, as it would present a troublesome obstacle to our enemies from the south.
We are so glad to be of use to you.
As we are to you. Ours is a mutually beneficial arrangement, lest we forget, one born of necessity. The dragons grow more restless by the day, and the heretics harry us nigh without cease. We have contended with such troubles for centuries, but there are limits to even our endurance. Yet as a pauper is loath to part with his meager possessions, the leaders of Ishgard are not wont to render up their trust to outsiders. But with perseverance on our part, they may yet be made to see the light. Nevertheless, one must take care when walking the road less traveled.
Wise words, Sir Emmerich. I shall make a point to remember them. I must apologize for my earlier outburst. I hope it will not sour our good relations.
Not at all. You but spoke from the heart. I trust you understand that at times my duties may prevent me from meeting with you.
Merrick bows his head and smiles.
On such occasions, my second-in-command will speak for me.
She doesn't seem to like us very much, though.
Lucia, at your service. Pray excuse our reticence. We are but wary of speaking too freely, lest our sentiments be made known to our enemies. Know that the Lord Commander and I are of one mind. For the sake of Ishgard, and of Eorzea at large, I pray our peoples can put aside their differences. Those who dwell in the past risk losing sight of their future.
Lucia's kind of staring at me.
Should aught befall one of our shipments, pray inform Lucia immediately. You may also relay to her any words you might have for me alone. Not being of Ishgardian birth, she owes no allegiance to any noble house, making her as near to incorruptible as one can find in my homeland. Suffice it to say, I trust her completely, and so may you. Which reminds me, Lord Orchefort, if you would be so kind?
Certainly.
In times such as these, trust is ever in short supply. Mayhap this will go some way to rectify the problem.
Lord Hedgefant walked over to Alphanod and gave him something.
The results of our investigation into the heretics' recent attacks, as well as our interrogation of the merchant you detained.
Sir Emmerich, I cannot thank you enough.
Think nothing of it. Ishgard may be many things, but it is no friend to Garlemald.
Did I not tell you to have faith, my friend?
Hedgefant's looking at me. Eyes unclouded. Alphanod. It would seem we have much to discuss with our friends at the Rising Stones. If what you say is true, Iceheart's method of summoning Shiva defies all precedent. It necessitates a complete reappraisal of the primal threat, and of our approach to combating it. Moreover, there are grave ramifications if word of this incident reaches Imperial ears. The Garlean Empire believes that primals are an insufferable menace, that their mere existence is a threat to their very star. As such, they deem any action taken against the beast tribes to be justified by default. Imagine then, if it became known that it was not only the beast tribes of Eorzea that could summon primals, but her civilized peoples as well. Any lingering objections to the Eorzean campaign would vanish overnight. I mean, that's always been the case. I mean, didn't Gaius mention that? That the people of Eorzea, like Gridania and stuff, used to be able to, or used to summon their primals? They just called them something different, but they were primals. Where before we had to contend with a single Imperial Legion, we could well find ourselves facing the combined might of all Garlemald. But I speak unadvisedly. Come, Suicune, it is better that we continue this conversation in Moradona. I spoke to Elfnot again to see what he would say. Says if there is one thing that can be said of Sir Emeric, it is that he understands how dangerous knowledge can be in the wrong hands. We are but fortunate that this incident took place in so remote a location. The truth should not be too difficult to suppress, for now at least. I'm gonna talk to Tataru. She is no longer juggling an axe and bottles of wine. Tataru. There is little fortune and far less fame in being a receptionist, but one must be realistic. Also, it would seem that I was grossly misinformed regarding the average earnings of a street performer. I think it depends. I've heard some people get some pretty good coin, basically being a beggar. So we've got a little scene here. So there's a table and some chairs, or stools really, they're not even full chairs, they're just stools. And there's Yida, kind of staring at Thancred, as well as Moen Brida, who's got a bottle of wine, and she looks like she's having a good time. Thancred, however, is not even sitting in a stool. He's kind of like half kneeling, hunched over on the table, and he's hiccuping and shit. And he's got a cup of alcohol in his hand. There's playing cards, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 bottles of alcohol on the table, and I'm guessing he drank all of it. Let's talk to him and see what he's got to say. Hey! I just gotta say, you're a pretty, you're alright. Great. Oh yeah, let's speak to Moen Brida, see what she's got to say about this situation here. Trying to tumble the table now, are we? Don't give up yet, boy. Yida, line him up. Great. He's trying to have sex. That's why he's not even in a chair. He's trying to fuck the table. Great. Good job, Thancred. Yida, what you two do is your own business. Don't say I didn't warn you. Thancred. Never change. Ophelia, you'll never guess what Thancred is doing out there. You might actually. You've known him longer than me.
Words cannot well express how glad I am to see you return to us hale and whole. Needless to say, I am most eager to hear your account of that which occurred in Kurthis, assuming you're ready to speak of it.
I nod.
Excellent. I shall summon the others at once.
Good luck. Thancred's kind of drunk. Everyone's in thought.
Iceheart used her own body as a vessel for a primal soul?
Master Louisoir's writings make no mention of such a possibility. Can we be certain this entity was a primal?
As certain as we can be that good King Mogglemog the 12th was a primal, I should think. Both were ostensibly summoned.
Let's not quibble over definitions. Of more concern is the implication that Iceheart retained her will, even after she was possessed. We are talking about a mortal, wielding the power of a primal.
It can't possibly be that easy, can it? There must be some sort of sacrifice required. Or maybe she's just special?
What qualities this woman possesseth, I know not. But full sure am I that she was groomed for this role. Few are privy to the secrets of summoning, and but a single party standeth to profit from their dissemination.
Well, I wouldn't presume to comment on how the lass came to know about summoning, but I will say that what she summoned was a primal. The readings were the same, or near as damn it. Strange as it all sounds, it's really no different from what you've faced before.
Then mayhap it is time that we re-examined our previous encounters.
Pack your things, Ida. We're going back to Gridania.
Yes, sir.
About Iceheart's final words to you. Hear, feel, think. Hydaelyn speaks to her as well. If Iceheart is blessed with the power of the Echo, she will doubtless have used it to further her goals. Or could it be that it was a revelation granted her by the Echo which first set her on this path? She did say that the Ishgardians were blind to the truth. Do you think she has knowledge of the origins of the Ishgardian-Dravanian War? It would do much to explain her unwavering conviction.
Did not the Lady Iceheart implore thee to seek the Keeper of the Lake? And did she not imply that in so doing thou wouldst come to see with eyes unclouded?
Midgard-Zoma was a king amongst kings who reigned for centuries on end. But he is dead and his wisdom lost to the ages. Unless the Ishgardians' fears are well-founded. It would seem we have yet another reason to stand watch over the Keeper of the Lake. For a mercy, we are well positioned to do so. Iceheart, Shiva, Ascians, and Midgard-Zoma. I shudder to think how they're all connected.
The reason Rowali. Anphilia. I mean to scour the annals for knowledge of Midgardsormr. Given his great age, I dare say he appears in more than a few. Do you hear that? The commotion outside. Would you see if aught is amiss? I wonder what's going on. Maybe it's commotion from Thancred being so drunk. Here's Alphanod. Looks like he's speaking to one of the Crystal Braves. They salute and the Crystal Brave guy leaves. Alphanod. Suicune, 'tis well that you are on hand. We have a problem. Rowali has escaped. Rowali, isn't that the Ivy? It happened shortly after the Immortal Flames took her into custody. She had been placed in a dungeon cell ahead of her coming trial, but apparently the accommodation was not to her liking. The turnkey was found slain, among with 2 guards. 'Tis plain she received inside help. Citizens report seeing Rowali quitting the city via the Gate of Nald, with a bloodied spear in her hand. She makes for Castrum Meridinum. I am certain of it. With her fate in Eorzea as good as sealed, what recourse has she but to flee in her to her Imperial masters. Even as we speak, Captain Ilberd and the First are hot upon Royale's heels. Pray make haste to the Camp Blue Fog and join the hunt.